So give me a second. So tonight what we're going to cover is we're going to, I'm not going to touch the PCB itself. I'm going to focus on making sure that our bill of materials data is all updated. And then we'll go through the process of exporting that and then rejiggering the columns to match up to what JLCPCB requires for their upload file. Then we'll create a zip and then we will upload it to JLCPCB. That is the game plan.
Great.
That's a great game plan. Do you think we'll reach an end tonight, or do you think we'll have to extend it another week?
We could get it tonight because we're not actually going to ask JLCPCB to build the thing. So if it looks like it's going to take a little too long to fill out the BOM, then I'll just have a partial one, but I'll still go through the process of converting it to their format.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
next
then,
week I will be out. I have a neighborhood thing I have to attend.
Yeah, no, I don't think we
sadly.
want to go another week.
No.
I think my daughter's coming home next week, so
Yeah.
well, Friday's not a problem, but yeah, I may not have a Monday meeting next week. This week I will.
There you go.
Somehow.
Hold on 1 second. BRB.
Yeah, me too. I'm gonna go get some booze.
Hey, what's up? Just in class.
Okay, I gotta. Where's my screen top right? I gotta change that one around a little bit. I want to. Da, 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 da.
Just mix a little bit with the cherries. All right.
How do I reset?
No.
Center. Let's see if that gives me what I want.
So you just have to share your.
I got to get the right size because I don't have. You don't want a 4K rendering.
Right.
Oh, come on.
All right, what did I miss?
I'm trying to figure out how to get the right portion of my screen to show up. Let me just reset the transformation. There we go.
Yeah, have fun with that.
Yeah, well, you know.
It's sharing size, and I'm not sharing.
It's what?
Sharing size.
Of the thing you're trying to consume. I got you.
Oh yeah, you're trying to share something. That's probably confusing.
Yeah, that was very confusing. That's all right.
What are you giggling about?
All the noise from your microphone.
You know, that one guy like eats a bag of chips in movie theater. It's like that.
Well, the one that always got me was I did a lot of remote work and stuff, and you'd have like a group of people inside a conference room and a bunch of people on the phone, and then somebody would ask something and somebody would go, oh, so just wait a minute, and they'd push the phone across the conference room table, and so everybody on the other end, all they heard, there was this big scratching sound.
God.
Why can I not find resize output?
Oh,
This is,
Good.
yeah, we may have to do something different here. I may have to. Why can I not find? It's been forever probably since I've ever done this. Alignment, center, center. Bounding box, yes. Well, while I'm doing this, everybody should pop open a browser and go to lcsc.com.
Okay.
And also you'll want to do is in KiCad, you want to open up the schematic.
Uh-oh.
It's
I
down
got
for,
down for maintenance.
Yep.
What was that?
it's down for maintenance.
What was down for? Oh, LCSC is?
Yep.
Oh, that's gonna put a wrinkle in this game plan.
Go to jlcpcb.com/parts.
Gets you the same thing?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
I mean, I've never gone to LCSC, but this has always worked for me.
Okay.
Hey, look at that. We like that.
Don't forget to accept the cookie policy.
I've been on their website recently, so it's all there. I was pricing out PCBs, not ordering, but pricing out PCBs. So
You gotta accept the Chinese tracking markers, don't you know?
what was that?
I said you gotta accept the Chinese tracking markers.
Oh, yeah, of course. Well, you gotta do all this stuff. So in your printed circuit board, you want to go to Tools, Edit Symbol Fields. And you probably want to make this table reasonably good sized, because you're going to be adding some stuff to it. And just a quick overview of what we've got here so far. The field reference value footprint and data sheet stuff over on the left, those are all sort of defaults. You can add as many other fields as you want. And so Bob has already gone through and added a JLCPCB part number field. And that gets added to the table that's on the right. I personally also have a column for alternatives, but JLC probably doesn't have a place for them to put it other than like a comment field, which is acceptable too. And thus far, he located parts for our 1 mega ohm resistor, our push button switch, and our single pole double throw power switch. We don't need a thing for the test point. We don't need anything for the Pico because we solder those on ourselves. We don't need anything for the artwork, which is the present on his. We ended with, we were going to go find the WS2812B. And the badges that we've created in the past, so the Tree of Life badge and the, what's the other one there? The Tarot Card badge, they used a WS2812-2020, which is a 2mm by 2mm LED. Currently on the design for the class project, we're using a 5mm WS2812. So that would be a WS2812-5050 or something of that nature. So let's go ahead and find on their website. We'll just look up WS2812 first. So we go WS2812 in the big search field.
Hey, Braden, I didn't see a share. Are you sharing, or do you?
I'm getting people started while I'm trying to figure out how to.
Okay. Do you want me to share and move along while you're talking?
You can if you want, and I'll just I'll get mine set up in a second. But
okay.
So we go to that. I'm just on the JLCPCB parts list. So I typed in WS2812. We definitely want something that's in stock. So we click that little button that filters it down a bit. And then likely the thing that they have in stock the most of is something they use a lot of. So I will sort by stock. There we go. Standard only. Okay, so there's the WS2812 2020, which is used on the badges, but that's not what's currently on our design. We could go back and change the design if we wanted to. Or we can scroll down and there's a 5050. So it says XL-5050. That's probably the one that we're using. We can take a quick look at that. So I personally do a control click so it opens up on a new tab, and then I can be looking around at other stuff. And yep, that looks like it. It's kind of big. It's 5 millimeters by 5 millimeters. And so that's the part number we want. JLC part number C2843785. So I copy that to the clipboard and I go to my schematic, and in the JLC part number column, I paste that in. And there we go. One thing that I personally do, it's not required, but I personally do, I grab the URL of that same page and I stick it in the data sheet column. That way I can go back if all of a sudden JLC comes back and says, oops, sorry, we don't have that part in stock. I know where it was in the project I was working on, and I can just pull it. I can go there and work my way back again. So I go ahead and do that. So I've added the part number to the JLCPCB part column, and I've just stuck the URL in the data sheet column, and we've done that one.
I didn't have this up when you had it to get the symbol field table up. I can't remember what that was.
That's fine. So it's in the schematic. It's tool, symbol sheet 5. See, just symbol field table. So it's under the tools column.
Edit symbol fields?
Yep.
Okay.
Becomes a very useful little thing to be able to have this. So we now have two things, or only one thing left, actually. We got to find the battery holder. So I personally don't recall exactly what the battery holder looked like, so I want to take a quick look at that. Or is this the battery holder you solder on, Bob? You actually have this battery holder in stock, don't you?
I don't know for sure that the one I chose was the one I used before and have in stock.
Okay.
But that's something we would normally solder on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is we want to make sure. Oh, actually, if we're going to solder it on and we have it in stock, then we don't have to worry about it. But I think to Bob's point, we want to make sure that the holes for it line up to the ones we actually have, we can get our hands on.
All right.
So actually, I'm going to ask Bob to go look at the.
Hang on a second.
Yeah, one of the previous projects and find the actual.
What's the name of the company that DigiKey? DigiKey is probably where I got those.
Yeah, probably.
Jesus Christ. Well, that's from 2017. That's not it.
Probably not.
Give me a minute. How to log into DigiKey on my other computer. Log in. Yes. My orders. July of 2021 sound about right? For last minute bullshit. Yes, BC2AAPC -ND.
Okay, so what we now need to double check is, if you pull up the data sheet on that really quick, Bob, you'll be able to take a look at how far apart the two pins are. Or
I probably have the actual symbol, the actual
Yep.
footprint in here.
the footprint, just look up the footprint number and we'll just use the same one.
So if I just go, where's footprint? Here and here, and see if I have BC2AA. What did I just do? I hit enter. I shouldn't have hit enter. BC2AA. MPD BC2AAPC. That's probably the one. All right. So I changed the footprint. Now I'll go back to PCB and refresh it. Come on, take your time. See if it changes anything. Yeah, the only thing it's connected on that is positive. And how do you tell if it's connected or not? Yeah, it looks connected. What are those blue lines?
Blue lines inside the, I don't know, I'd have to look at the footprint itself.
That's weird. Okay.
Okay.
What is that a fab thing? Fab layer is blue. So is the user comment layer.
So when in doubt, I just go over and hide all. So if you go just below that whole list on your item there and you right click, so you go below all the, if you move the cursor down there and right click, you've got a bunch of options. One is hide all. There you go. And now you can just start turning things on one by one until you see what you're looking for. It's probably a courtyard. Oh, what's that one right there?
Back fab.
Interesting.
And that's not even all of it. There's user comments. No.
Yeah. Well. Anyway, I'm able to share if you want to.
Okay. I'm gonna stop sharing.
And I need to move my Zoom thing so I can double check. I know now it's the whole.
Hey, it's me.
I'm sharing of a 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 sharing. That doesn't help too much. I got to shrink this window down so I can monitor the Zoom meeting without the Zoom meeting being in. Okay, so everybody should see the JLCPCB I was just on. So now I can quickly jump back to here.
Except for display who's horizontal.
Yeah, well, I can't help horizontal display. So technically at this point, we actually have filled in all the parts that JLCPCB would be soldering onto the board. We would be soldering on the 1306 display, the battery, and the Pico. And of course, you don't need to do any soldering for things like the test points because we're using those as touch pads. But they're doing all the buttons and everything else. So we now have this. So apply, save, continue. And now I need to export, generate the BOM. There we go. So tools, generate BOM. and bomb group by value, bomb group. These are just some basic generators. You can add more generators, and I think somebody somewhere already has a JLCPCB generator. And I don't know where it is. I don't have it installed on my machine. But if you were to do this, if you were to go and do a matter of fact, we can do that right now. I think there's if you did an internet search, you'd be able to find somebody has created a generator specific for JLCPCB. But for us, we're just going to quickly generate a CSV file and quick generate. And where did it put my output? Oh, I put it in a thing called class.csv. So it just created a CSV file. So now if I were to, this window won't be in the right place, but that's all right. Documents, I'll move it into view in just a second. But I don't want to give away my e-challenge coin design for next year.
Right. Especially if this is going out on the internet.
Yeah, the big news on that today was I finally have started making some progress on the core library, because yet again I've changed chips.
Oh God.
So now what we need to do is we go to the JLCPCB website and we want to find the example of what their BOM is supposed to look like. I'm going to guess it's under resources and PCB assembly. Getting started. Somewhere they have what the BOM is supposed to look like. Let's find out real quick. Nope, don't want to add a Gerber. PCB assembly. Let's see if this will tell us where to find how their assembly works. I'm just looking for the spreadsheet. And if somebody happens to find it before me. No, let's. Anybody find it for me? Before me?
It's in the FAQ.
Which isn't where we'd expect to find that. Help center, maybe technical support. Let's try that one.
I found it in FAQ under PCB assembly.
I couldn't find FAQ, but that's all right.
Oh, okay.
PCB assembly.
FAQ is under support. Yeah.
Yep, there it is. Bill of materials file format for the assembly. There we go. So we need a component, a designator, and a footprint. And then the JLCPC part number, which we want to provide so they don't mess up on us. So we now have our spreadsheet already. Where'd my class.csv file go? There it is. Open it with just once. Drag this over because it's not in the right place either. Okay, so what we have right now is we have this set of columns and data, which isn't what we want. We need this. So comment, designator, footprint, and JLC part number. So we need, actually what I'm going to do here is I'm going to cheat. There we go. Now I have them both on the same screen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here somewhere in the middle. So I need comment, which will be that, designator, footprint and JLCPCB part. So that's what I need. That works out pretty well. And then I'm just going to copy this stuff over. So comment is what we have is value. So I'll just, excuse me. Actually, now that I have them, I can make this window a little bigger so you guys can read it. So that's the comment. Now we need the designator. That's the board reference. And we need the, whoops. Designator C1. Yep, that's that one. The footprint. We just grab this.
I like that your process is pretty much the same as mine for this.
Yeah, I don't do this anymore, but this is the way I would do it. The two times I did it for projects, this is just the way I went in. It wasn't, it's not hugely different than anybody else. As I said, there is a bomb generator specifically for JLCPCB, which is another way to do this. But if you're only doing it once in a while, it's just easier to do it manually. And now I can nuke all the other columns. I don't need any of those. And I can nuke my unused rows. Delete those. Now let's see if this looks like what they want. Looks good. So one of the things you can do, and I don't know if they give you a keyword that they want, but DNP, do not place, is kind of the generic term for things you don't want them to do. So that's a DNP. The battery holder is a DNP. Our present would be a DNP. And all our, whoops.
Why would you do that instead of just like not including it in the BOM or during assembly when it gives you the option to pick and choose which things to place? Just check those boxes.
Well, we're not going to pick and choose the pieces to place or whatever. I mean, this is just one way to do it.
Okay.
But you're right, you could just delete it. So for instance, they don't care. So I'm just going to temporarily save this and overwrite the original CSV file. Yeah, so what Bob was suggesting is, I need to get rid of this column too. You could, for instance, just get rid of these rows altogether. Right. And that's perfectly fine too. And what you would do in getting rid of them, you actually delete them for this whole BOM. You just take these right out. And so
I would imagine that those plugins that do the export honor the through hole and placing options in the software.
Yep. So this is really all they really want, because these are the parts they're actually going to physically place. So we now have our bill of materials file that corresponds to what they want. So we have our bill of materials ready to go. I can now close this thing out. That's one of the files they need. So Bob had already gone ahead and created a Gerber's folder. So we're going to put, where's our CSV? This one right here. We're going to name this, I think they want it to be a specific name, but we're just going to name it top because that's potentially, if you were doing a two-sided board, you could actually have parts on the top and on the bottom, but we're only going to have parts on the top. So I'll just name that top. Oh, yeah, it doesn't like it when it's still open in there. Yeah, save. There we go. So we're going to put the top CSV into our Gerbers folder. We're going to go back to our spreadsheet one more time. And make sure we do a fill. Up. We still have Bob's really fancy set here. So we need to generate the other files they need. So this is a repeat of what we talked about before. So under fabrication output, we want the Gerbers and the drill files. So all we really need to do here is we do the Gerbers, and they want the front and back copper, the paste, the silk, the mask, and the edge cut. That's the bare minimum. You can add as much other stuff as you want. It's not going to help them any. But in general, the other ones you'd have would be the 2 fabs and the 2 courtyards. And we've already told it we want all that to be dumped into the Gerbers directory. So we hit plot. That generates those files. We can jump right over and do the drills at the same time. We want to make sure this is in millimeters. Yep, that's good. Generate the drill file. Close that out. Close this out. So we now have all the Gerbers that describe this file, or this printed circuit board. The last thing we need here is the board placement for all the components. So it's going to go in the same directory. It's in millimeters. It's using this little round crosshair that we have down here as the origin, so that helps them out. It's going to be a CSV file. We generate that one. We close that out. And now if we go and look at our directory for the Gerbers, we should have everything that JLCPCB requires to generate our board.
1 second. How did you tell it to use that origin that we added?
It because we added the origin, that's exactly what that means.
Okay.
By
Okay.
virtue of doing it, it simply means that when it computes so if we were to go in for those who are interested, if we were to go in and look at the position file, and this is going to get a little ugly, but I think I can make it work real quick. You don't care about any of that stuff. We want the top position file. There's bottom. Where is top? Right there is our top position file. So this is the data they're actually going to use when they're going to load this into their machine, and it's going to then be able to figure out, based on the origin of the board, that it wants to have this LED at this X and Y location and rotated 180 degrees. So all the information there is going to be able to tell them which way the board is actually going to get. All the parts are going to get put on the board. So that's what the position files are for. We actually want to, I realized I called this top, and we really want to call it BOM, or bill of materials, so they don't get it confused with the placements. So we now have all the files we need for them to generate a board. And what we need to do is they want everything as a zip file. So we now have a zip file of everything. And then the last step is we actually go to JLCPCB proper, and they have this little thing, instant quote. So we just click instant quote. It'll bring us to the quote page. Add a Gerber. So it wants, no, you don't want any of those projects.
Do it.
It wants the zip file. So we just give it the zip file. It'll upload the zip file. And we all hum the Jeopardy theme song right about now.
$2.
And well, so that's one of the things about JLC and PCB way as well. If you can keep it under 100 by 100 millimeters, then it falls into their sort of budget prototype. And then from here, what we do is we specify it's a 2-layer board. Yep. They didn't automatically pull the board dimensions. So let me go ahead and just quickly take a ruler here. PCB way actually will calculate the board dimensions from the Gerbers, but we'll just do it real quick here. So we are just under, nice, Bob. So we're 97.6 and we are probably 97.6. Nope, 91.5. So our X dimension right here, 97.6. Our Y dimension, 91.5. And you'd pick how many you want. Just as an example, we want 10. And then down here, you pick 1.6 is a standard thickness for a printed circuit board. It's a single PCB. It's not a panel. And then what color you want the mask color to be. Bob, did you happen to have a color in mind? Just Bob's on mute.
No.
Okay. 2 more days to do white, but let's assume the board's white. And that would make the silk screen black. The rest of this is no change, no change, no change. Advanced options. One thing that we didn't do on this, and you probably want to go ahead and do it, is if you place the product, if you place, what is it, JLC on your board, then that tells JLC where to put their manufacturing number. They're going to stick a number on the board, and you probably don't want it showing on the front. So you might put it someplace like where the battery is going to cover it up is a good place for it on this example. But we're not going to worry about that right now. We do want assembly. So we check that. And what are we up to here? Setup fee is 8, stencils $1.50. So they're going to ask us some information. PCB type, it's standard because we have to use some of their other parts. What's the difference? Let's just double check here. Single-sided placement, thickness. Oh, no, we do get away with standard or with economic for the placement type. Everything's on the top. Tooling holes added by JLCPCB. Confirm part placement. You may or may not want to do that. We feel pretty confident it's going to get it right. Click confirm. Now it wants me to log in. I will go ahead and do that just for a second. So we finish this whole process. No, you cannot look at my password vault.
Everyone turn your head.
That's all right. And JLCPCB. I am not a robot. I am.
That's still up for debate.
I've only been accused of it once. Or by one group of people. Ooh, we have a special offer. Oh, they wanted the bomb separate. That's a cool. So our BOM is, oh, I called it bill of materials. So our BOM is right there. And our placement file is our top, all the parts are on the top. So we're looking for class bottom. Nope. Class top. There's our placement file. Please upload. Oh, we need to convert our placement file to, do we already have a placement file in? Oh, we have it in the CSV file already. Cool. GCAD generated both for us. That's nice. So there's our placement file.
That is very nice.
Oh, please help select the correct usage description for your product.
Household appliance.
Entertainment. We'll call it a toy. Oh, I know why they're doing this. So just so you understand, HS is what's referred to as a harmony code. It's used for clearing customs.
Oh, that's useful.
Yeah.
It's nice to know that they have a list of.
Yeah, and the only reason why I know what the numbers is because I've done this so much, because I import so many different things. Failed processing of our placement file. So I think Bob will probably be able to confirm this. I'm guessing. Yep, there we go. They have a specific format for their placement file. So where's how to generate BOM in central KeyCAD on Linux. Maybe we missed something when we did the placement file. Not worried about the BOM. Oh, actually, by the way, this will tell you there is a plugin specifically for JLCPCB. Oh. Did we get the rows and columns incorrect? Let's take a look at what they want. No, we should be fine. Wonder what that error was again. Let's go back and look. Pick and place file. Let's see if this gives us a format that we were. Yep, that's what it is. They needed their format specific. So we have to go and edit that file as well. So let's go and find. So this is our placement file, and they want it to look like designator, mid X, mid Y, layer, and rotation. So that's our designator, our reference. They don't care about value. We're going to just get rid of that column altogether then. They don't care about the package. Some machines do, by the way. For instance, my pick and place machine actually wants to know what the designator or the footprint is because it has a library of footprints. And when it picks up a part, it scans it to see if the footprint, if the shape of the object matches the footprint. Okay, so they want position X to be labeled mid X. And they want position Y to be labeled mid Y.
Picky.
Yeah, that's fine. They want rotation to be the last column. No, it's not rodation, it's rotation. So let's insert cut lines. There we go. And then they want side to be layer. And they don't want the word top, they want the letter T. Okay, so we've now converted this over. We'll save it. Now we can go back and upload whichever page I was on trying to do the upload. Okay, add the BOM again. That's our bill of materials. Add our pick and place file. That's the top. Oh. Entertainment, toy. Click next. Let's see if we got this right. I'm hoping. Hey, we got it. And so it's actually figured out all the parts. They're selected. It's figured out the pricing, so it's located all those parts. That's cool. And we click next again. And it's calculating. Look at that. We have a picture of our board. It's in white.
Super fancy.
Looks kind of pretty. And at this point, we're basically done. It's going through the last step.
That's cool.
And we can save it to the cart. So we ordered, what, 10 boards. Let's see what I'm just curious what the total is going to be here. Save to cart. So 10 boards, $40.
And that's before shipping?
That's before shipping. Oh, sorry. It's not $40. Sorry. There's another project sitting in the queue. This my SAMD test board is sitting in there. I can just get rid of that. We don't need the SAMD board in there. So it's $28. $5 for the board. That was a special price. And then the assembly. And so it would be 28 plus shipping. And that's the process. It's pretty straightforward. They're kind of picky on the file formats, but I actually missed it. If you remember when we were on the page where it was asking for me to upload the bill of materials and the placement file, right there were links for the examples of what they're supposed to look like. So if you forget and you can't find them, just go through the process, and when it gets to that page, it'll actually show you the examples, and then quickly edit the CSV files. I realized
y'all been really quiet this week. Any questions, anybody?
It was a whirlwind, I realized, but that's all right.
No, I think it's just a matter of going through it.
They've given up on learning in real time because they know they can watch the video later.
Yeah.
They're just here for moral support at this point.
Well, it's not like I've got the project in front of me anyway. My project is like hundreds of miles away.
Wow.
So any questions?
No, I think we just have to do one and.
Yep, you got it.
Yes.
You just got to do it. So,
if we missed anything, you'll find it when when you go through it, and you'll figure it out because y'all are smart people.
Well, not really, but
Some
I think it's just a matter of watching the video, pausing it, and doing it, and continuing on and doing it.
Yep, that's fine. And that's what you do. You'll go through, and if there's any questions, you can post them right back to the channel within Discord. But I wanted to make sure if there's any questions we wanted to answer on stream, we do that. Otherwise, I'll ask Bob to axe the recording, and then we can chat.
The cross-hatching on that PCB, that was covered last week?
Yep, it's when you do, so if you look, I don't know if you can see it on the screen, there's this outline right here. This is that little hash line. That is from over here. It's an add a keep, let's see right here. Come on, there we go. Add a filled zone. And so when you add a filled zone, you have some options. So we wanted the filled zone to be on both the front and the back copper. And then you can specify, you know, the default is it's filled as opposed to being hatched. So over here, the fill type, normally it'd be solid. That's the default. So I'll just quickly do that. See, it looks like that. That's a solid fill. Bob was playing around last time and chose a hatch fill. And when you choose a hatch fill, you can choose the orientation and then the width and the gap, and whether you want smooth edges or not.
Very
So,
neat.
yeah, you can just have some fun with it. And depending on the solder mask and the thickness of the solder mask, it will actually give your board a texture. So, and there's a couple of pictures, I think, in the Discord of some examples from other people who have done the hatched pattern on it. So if we do a 1 and a 1 and a little bit of smoothing, and maybe do a 0.2. Let's put the gap at 2 and see what we get here. And then we have like this, and this is actually, it's put a little bit of smoothing into these corners. So if we were to zoom way in here, we can see it did a nice little job at rounding them out.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah. So you can
So
do
you
also,
could probably make it like round like circles if you put a lot of smoothing on there.
yep. Matter of fact, out of curiosity, let's give that a real quick try. So if we select this and our hatch width is 1, our gap is 2. And so if we made a smoothing of 1, that probably is going to make them very round. And let's set the smoothing effort up to there. Let's see what we end up with. Yep, look at that. Little round holes. Looks like a cheese grater.
That's cute.
Looks like a cheese grater.
New project idea.
PCB cheese grater.
So there you have it.
The PCB cheese grater and like mouse and cheese theme.
Oh yeah, you could actually do a printed circuit board that looked like a wedge of cheese with like Swiss cheese, little, you know, dimples and stuff in it. Cheese grater. So there you go.
All right. You want me to shut the recorder off now?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right.
This is good. It's just a matter of reviewing it when we're doing it. Yeah.
Exactly. That's, you know, that's not too bad.